In a recent interview, former U.S. President Donald Trump made a surprising statement that has once again stirred global debate. According to Trump, his administration's tariff policies, particularly those targeting trade relations with major global powers, played a key role in preventing a potential war between India and Pakistan. The claim, bold and unexpected, has caught the attention of analysts around the world. But is there any truth to it? Or is this another example of Trump's signature political showmanship? To understand the context, let's go back to 2019, when tensions between India and Pakistan were at their peak following the Pulwama attack and India's subsequent airstrikes in Balakot. The region was on edge. Both nuclear-armed neighbors were exchanging threats, and global powers were urging restraint. Around the same time, the Trump administration was in the middle of an aggressive trade war, imposing tariffs on China, renegotiating trade deals with allies, and pressuring developing economies, including India, to open their markets. According to Trump's latest statement, these tariffs were not just about trade. He claims they created a kind of economic pressure that forced both India and Pakistan to step back from the brink of war. He suggested that Washington's economic leverage indirectly calmed the crisis. But many experts find this interpretation questionable. International relations analysts point out that the de-escalation in 2019 had far more to do with diplomatic backchannels, global mediation, and direct talks between intelligence agencies, not U.S. tariffs. However, Trump's statement is not without political intent. As he gears up for another presidential campaign, revisiting past foreign policy successes is a way to reinforce his image as a strong negotiator, someone who can stop wars without sending troops. Supporters argue that Trump's unconventional diplomacy, whether with North Korea or South Asia, did have real outcomes. Critics, however, call his claim exaggerated, even misleading. Let's look at how India and Pakistan might view this. In New Delhi, officials have generally avoided commenting directly on Trump's claims, though India's trade ministry has in the past criticized U.S. tariffs for being unilateral and unfair. For Islamabad, the story is similar. Pakistan's focus has been on highlighting diplomatic de-escalation rather than external economic factors. Regional analysts note that while the U.S. did play a quiet mediating role in 2019, there is no evidence linking tariffs to peacekeeping. Economically, Trump's tariff policy did have ripple effects across Asia. It disrupted supply chains, altered export patterns, and created new trade dependencies. But linking it directly to the India-Pakistan standoff seems far-fetched. As former U.S. diplomats have pointed out, economic policy can influence geopolitics, but in this case, the connection appears weak at best. Still, Trump's remarks highlight something important: how leaders use narratives of power and control in international relations. By suggesting that his tariffs stopped a war, Trump positions himself as a global stabilizer, a message that resonates with his base and fits into his America First worldview. It also subtly criticizes the current administration, implying that only his leadership could keep the world stable. From a broader perspective, Trump's statement also underscores how the U.S. sees South Asia, not just as a regional flashpoint, but as part of the global economic chessboard. Tariffs, sanctions, and trade deals are no longer just economic tools, they're instruments of geopolitical strategy. So did tariffs really stop a war? The answer, according to most experts, is no. But did Trump's policies contribute to a larger atmosphere of U.S. pressure and diplomacy that might have indirectly influenced regional calculations? Possibly, though there's no clear evidence. What's clear, however, is that this latest statement once again blurs the line between reality and political theater, something Trump has mastered throughout his career. As global reactions continue to pour in, one thing is certain: Trump's ability to dominate headlines hasn't faded. Whether or not tariffs stopped a war, the claim has succeeded in reigniting debate about his foreign policy legacy and the delicate balance of power in South Asia.